Hello, it's Dale here. I've been just something new for today. I went away and mucking around with this, but last weekend we were down south having a holiday, a little break, and we went to the Yelling Up Gallery where we saw work by these two guys. Oh, I saw, and what are their names? Luke Cornish and Christopher Dormigeux, I'm not sure what his name, and which was sort of really interesting, and I discovered that they were Archibald finalists, and this is the piece they had in the Archibald. And so Luke does I think he spray paints the stuff, and it's a story, set in Redfern, so it's in context, which is what I like to do. And Christoph does the backgrounds. So I looked him up and had to see what he does, and he uses to like industrial floors and things like that. So which is what this one is in Redfern, and so he peels away, he mixes pigments and resin and fiberglass, and then he'll pour it onto the ground. So this is in an industrial spot. This is called Ghostly Grooves, and it's just and then he peels it back, and that's his background. Now, I'm not interested in that sort of thing, but I was just fascinated how I could achieve that same sort of grungy background with what I'm doing. And that's what he did for the... So he apparently at the moment they've got a commission to do in some old building that's going to be done up, so they'll be doing works from it. And look, there are so many ways that you can build up these sorts of surfaces, like working with old tiles and old walls and things like that. So I found that really fascinating. So as a result of that, I came back to my jelly plates and did a bit of layering, and just show you a few of what I've got here. I've been a busy little girl, and I've done different ones just to get layering of using different effects, so you're getting that sort of slightly transparent look, and letting them build up, how you could use them in lots of ways. Just got to think about it. I really liked that one there because it's just a fleck of something, so it could go onto things. And I'm working with Tissue Tex, Abaca paper, or wet strength tissue, or anything like that. Probably jelly paper, I couldn't find that, but rather than a heavier paper. This one here is done on a heavier paper, so it doesn't have that translucency, and the back, which you work on whichever side you like, depending on what you like. And some of them are more transparent than others. As you can see, it's very much a playing, but I love that sort of effect, and to layer it over things is what I'm looking at doing. So I've got a big heap here of where I've been popping along different bits and pieces, and it's basically you're working on acrylic. So here I'll show you this one here, and I've used at the moment, but it could be anything, but at the moment I'm using white on the bottom and layering it up with some of my golden fluid and distress oxide and distress stains and anything that I've got. In the top layer I've used a medium gloss or semi-gloss, and then when it's dry I'll pull it off and we'll have a look. And I don't clean this, and the paint comes up. You like the grungy effect, say, the next time that you might do it. The biggest problem is when you do layers, you have to wait for each layer to dry, which is probably the hardest thing to cope with, waiting. So I won't worry that I'll see if I can get it off to show you. So there we go, that's this one here, and I really quite like that effect. Now the bottom layer is the white, so you could use that if you wanted to for a layer, or you could keep your top. And I'm trying to stick with these sorts of colours for whatever reason. So that's that one there, and here's the other one that's going to come off. This is they're both Tissue Tex this time, and normally you'd have to leave them overnight, but I have got the heater on up here in my studio, so they're drying fast. And then here we are here. So wasn't that lovely? So it's just got all those bits and pieces that you might want, so it doesn't worry me if things stay. And I'll just really quickly play on this one here and show you what I've done. Yep. So I've used this white for a background, and then work it. I'll just put the first lot on, and I'm not worried about it being beautifully covered. This is not for an image transfer or anything like that. It's really just to create an interesting background. I'll put a little bit of let's put a little bit of just a smidgen of brown iron oxide, and so just to give that texture, which is what you want, rather than the full coverage. I know thousands of people do things with the jelly plate, so I'm not trying to teach you how to suck eggs there at all, but and if I spray it perhaps with a little bit of water, and then use just mop up a bit and move it around. So, and then I just leave that to dry, and on that, after that, I'll put tops with other colours, and again maybe move them around, maybe move them with a scraper, maybe spray water, maybe in fact this, I'll let it go, but just to get some shapes onto it. And then when it's dry, completely dry with your last layer, put a glaze over it, whether it's gloss or semi-gloss or matte medium or whatever, and then you can, when it's dry, lift it off. And I just thought I'd just show you a couple that I mucked around with. And this is, so I'm trying to look at how I might print onto them. And so this one is actually sellotape over my image. So it's a tape transfer of my birds and onto there. So let's just sort of give a tiny idea. And this one here is a little slightly less successful, but I printed straight onto it. It's a matter of positioning, and it also got a bit chomped up in the machine, so that it's on a slight angle, but you can just see the birds there if you look. But you've also got still got all this lovely underlay, and it's just so grungy and gorgeous. So there you are. If you're interested in that sort of thing, I hope that's given you a few ideas. I certainly got some ideas from that guy's work. I'll see you again another time. Cheerio.